Hello everyone. The purpose of this video is to share how I put together my version of a simple and inexpensive UVC light sanitation box, just using common household items, some of which are even optional. The only thing that you will need to purchase, and I will share the link down in the description, is this UVC lamp. I picked this up from Amazon for $24.99, and it came in this box, Amazon Prime. This is the 11-watt version. This is not the LED one. I read online that LED lamps are not really effective as UVC light sanitizers. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the safety precautions that you need to take when you're handling this. You're gonna need one of these UV glasses, and even while you're wearing this, I do not recommend that you look at the light when it's turned on. Also, I recommend that you wear a pair of gloves when you're using this, and also never to expose your skin for a long period of time under this light. Prolonged exposure to UVC light has some bad effects on your eyes and your skin. So just a quick disclaimer, UVC light has not been proven effective specifically against the coronavirus or the COVID-19, but a lot of hospitals, airlines, airports have been using this technology, UVC light, to sanitize surfaces and items. So I myself, I'm personally convinced with the information that I've read online and all the published data that this method is effective in killing viruses and bacteria. But of course, I recommend that you do your own research. So now let's go over the materials you're gonna need. Again, you can purchase this online or eBay, probably Amazon or eBay. It came in this package, and inside the package is the bulb and these mounts. I've already attached one of these aluminum pans, so order that. Again, I will put the link in the description. That is the only non-optional item in this sanitizing box. For this particular box, I will be using two of these aluminum pans. These are the large ones. Pick this up from the dollar store. You're gonna need two because one will be the bottom and one will be the top lid. If you don't have one of these, you can just, I've seen some people online or on YouTube use a simple box with just covered in aluminum foil. The idea is that you just want the UV light to kind of bounce back and forth inside the container to get the most effect. So some of the optional items would be these binder clips, and I'll show you later what I use them for. And also another optional item is a handle for the top lid, and also a grill. And all of these you'll see in a while how they come together and what their uses are for this box. I will be using a hot glue gun to mount these in place. As you can see, I've already mounted one of them on the top lid, and because I wanted to test it to make sure that it's strong enough to hold the bulb in place and that the heat that the bulb generates will not melt the hot glue. This has been on here, and I've used this lid for quite some time now, and it's still there. I just pulled the other one out for demonstration purposes. So this is how I mounted it. I simply removed this piece right here, the suction cup. Set that aside. At first, I wanted to use it directly on here, but I found that it didn't really stick very well, probably because the surface is not completely even. If you don't have a hot glue, you can also use double-sided tape, or you can even just punch a hole through this and put a screw in the back. The bulb itself is not very heavy, and it doesn't really generate that much heat, so it's not super sensitive. Just gonna make sure that I put that right at the center of this pan, and then I'm gonna flip it over other side. So again, this is an optional piece, but having this just makes it easy to move the lid, to move it around on and off of the lower pan. Also, it allows you to use this upper pan to sanitize other surfaces. And again, if you don't have a hot glue gun, you can use a screw. Just put a hole and so this is not a very heavy lid, so this handle should hold. That's pretty much it. So I'll just flip it again over, and I'm going to take the UVC bulb. What's nice about this assembly that they sell in Amazon is that it comes with this handy switch. They have other models with timers on it, but I just wanted to get something simple. The ones that have timers, the intervals were also like 3 hours, 6 hours now, which I felt was too long, because according to what I read, it only takes about a minute or so if your setup is done right to deactivate the virus, meaning to damage its DNA so that it's not able to reproduce anymore or be contagious. And if you actually expose the item, any item that contains a virus or bacteria for prolonged periods of time, that it could actually kill that bacteria. I don't have the scientific proof, I don't have a microscope, anything like that, but again, based on everything that I read online and watched, I am convinced that this is highly effective. Also, you'll know it works because there's a certain smell that this thing produces. I believe it's ozone. It doesn't smell bad necessarily, but it's a very distinct smell, almost like a stainless steel. Anyway, so we are done with this. So this is how it's gonna look like with the handle. I am just going to put on my UV glasses here. And again, you don't want to look at the bulb or expose your skin directly to it, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to quickly turn this on just to show you how it looks like. I'm gonna face it away from me, just towards the camera. I'm gonna turn off this light. There you go. So it takes a while. I'm gonna shut it off right away. So now I'm gonna take the lower tray, and there's really not much to it. I just take that optional grill and I can put it there, but to make it more effective, I decided to use another one of these smaller aluminum pans, just so that there's space between the grill and the lower pan where light can bounce back and hit the bottom. Although most of the time I usually flip the item that I'm sanitizing anyway. So in this case, we're gonna sanitize this pack of flour. I came up with this idea when I realized that not everything that my wife brings home from the market can be washed with soap and water, including onions. And that's about it. We're ready to go. So I'm just going to cover this with the top lid. Has the bulb in it. And again, we have these binder clips that you can use if you want. I find that it's not really necessary, but if you want, you can use them to kind of seal it. Just put one on each side. Now, I read that they recommend that you let the bulb get up to temperature before you start the actual sanitation process, but we're not gonna do that. I just wanted to show you quickly how simple and easy it is to put together one just using 2 large aluminum trays. So I'm gonna turn it off. And like I said, it produces this distinct smell. It smells like, I believe it's ozone. So if you want, you can flip this, you flip the item and sanitize the other side of it. Also, by the way, I recommend that you have either gloves or like some sort of sanitizer around you so that you don't contaminate the items that you've just sanitized. Another good use for this item is for quickly sanitizing your personal belongings, sunglasses, wallet, knife, flashlight, car keys. And for smaller items, and when I don't have hand sanitizer in hand, I usually just use a tong. When I'm done sanitizing it and picking it up, just leave it in there so that it gets sanitized as well. The duration of the sanitizing process varies. There's been a debate on how long you're supposed to keep it on there. I usually just leave it anywhere from 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes I forget, I do something else and I leave it there for 30 minutes. But the idea is that, of course, the longer it's in there, the better. And also, you have to make sure that the light hits every surface, every angle of the item that you're sanitizing. So if you have a piece of mirror that you can put underneath, that's better. Or you can just flip the item and sanitize it again for another 5 minutes. So that's about it. That's how simple it is. Again, the bulb is $25 on Amazon. These items, the rest we already have around the house, and if you don't have one, you can just use a plain box and some aluminum foil. So I hope that you find this information helpful. There's a lot of versions of this on YouTube, different sizes, different purposes, but I find that this one is the most convenient and easiest way put together one. I hope everybody stays safe during this coronavirus pandemic, and again, keep just washing your hands and put on your masks. Stay safe and take care.